Westeros, a continent the size of South America, filled with thousands of years of history and roughly 10,000 ways to die. Welcome back. Today we are tackling the giant, messy, and often confusing family tree of Westeros. If you've ever wondered why everyone is fighting, who belongs to which flag, and why the Starks are always complaining about the weather, this is for you. We're breaking down the 9 great houses, no HBO footage, no complex CGI, just stick figures and a whole lot of political backstabbing. Grab your lemon cakes, because we're starting at the top of the map and working our way down. Let's dive in. First up, House Stark of Winterfell. If Westeros had main character energy, it would be these guys. They rule the North, a place so big it makes the other 6 kingdoms look like tiny backyard gardens. Their words aren't a boast, they're a warning. Most houses use their words to brag about how cool they are. We are awesome, or we have fire. But the Starks, they're just pessimistic. They've been ruling for 8,000 years, and they've spent 7,999 of those years worried about the thermostat. They trace their lineage back to the first men. While everyone else in the South started praying to the 7, the Starks stayed old school. They pray to the weirwood trees, you know, the ones with the bleeding faces. It's a bit creepy, but it keeps them grounded. They value honor above all else, which, as we know in this world, is basically a death sentence. If you tell a Stark a secret, they'll keep it. If you tell a Stark to do something stupid because it's honorable, they'll probably do it and get their head cut off. Now let's head west to Casterly Rock. Meet House Lannister. If the Starks are the good guys, the Lannisters are the guys who bought the company and fired everyone. Their official words are, "Hear me roar," but literally no one says that. Everyone knows them for, "A Lannister always pays his debts." This is basically a polite way of saying, if you touch us, we will find your house, buy it, and then burn it down while we watch from a balcony. The Lannisters are the billionaires of Westeros. Their castle is literally built into a gold mine. They value legacy, blonde hair dye, and power. Under the leadership of Tywin Lannister, the CEO of Evil Inc., they became the most feared family in the realm. While the Starks are talking about honor, the Lannisters are talking about interest rates. They don't want you to love them. They want you to be terrified of the song, The Rains of Castamere. If you hear that violin start playing, it's time to leave the wedding. Technically, they aren't even great houses anymore by the start of the main story, but you can't talk about Westeros without the Dragon Lords. They aren't even originally from Westeros. They showed up from Valyria with dragons and basically said, "Nice continent you have here. It would be a shame if something happened to it." They ruled for 300 years until the Mad King decided to live up to the family words a bit too literally. They have 2 main traits: silver hair and a 50-50 chance of being completely insane. There's a saying, whenever a Targaryen is born, the gods flip a coin. Half the time you get a brilliant king, the other half you get a guy who wants to turn everyone into a charcoal briquette. They are the ultimate what-if family. What if you had the power of a nuclear bomb, but also a very short temper? House Baratheon. They are essentially the Starks if the Starks liked drinking and fighting more than moping. These guys are the jocks of the Seven Kingdoms. They are big, loud, and very good at hitting things. Robert Baratheon ended the Targaryen dynasty because he was angry about a girl. He won the throne not with a political plan, but by being the strongest guy in the room. The problem? They are great at getting the throne, but terrible at keeping it. They have three flavors: Robert, the party animal; Stannis, the guy who never smiles; and Renly, the guy with the best clothes. They are a house of brothers who can't stand each other, proving that even if you win the war, you still have to deal with Thanksgiving dinner. Finally, we have the quiet power, House Tyrell. Their words are growing strong. They have all the food. In a world where winter lasts 10 years, the person with the most grain is the real king. They are masters of the social game. They don't fight with swords. They invite you to dinner, marry your son, and slowly take over your life. Then you have the Arryns in their mountain, as high as honor, and the Tullys by the river, family, duty, honor. The Tully's backyard is basically the battlefield for every war in history. And don't forget the Greyjoys, the Vikings who do not sow, and the Martells, who are unbowed, unbent, unbroken in their desert heat. Each one adds a flavor to the mess that is Westeros politics. It's not just a map, it's a giant game of rock, paper, scissors, but every choice leads to a 10-episode tragedy.
At the end of the day, these houses aren't just families, they are ideologies. Do you want honor? Go north. Do you want money? Go west. Do you want to be left alone? Go to the desert. But remember, when you play the Game of Thrones, the stick figures usually fall. So which house would you survive in? Let me know in the comments. And remember, if you see a stick figure with blue eyes, run. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the lore of the Seven Kingdoms.
This is The Hidden Script. We analyze the psychology, philosophy, and warnings hidden in your favorite films and characters. Let's begin.